Let us pray. Almighty God, who in your wisdom and goodness have appointed the offices of leaders and parliaments for the welfare of society and the just government of the people, we beseech you to behold with your abundant favor us, your servants, whom you be pleased to call to the performance of important trusts in this republic. Let your blessings descend upon us here assembled, and grant that we treat and consider all matters that shall come under our deliberation in so just and a faithful a manner as to promote your honor and glory, and to advance the peace, prosperity, and welfare of Next order.
Order number 1, administration of oath.
Next order.
Order number 2, communication from the chair.
Next order.
Order number 3, messages.
Next order.
Order number 4, petitions.
There are no petitions. Next order.
Order number 5, papers.
There are papers to be laid. The first one is the report on budget and appropriations on the Nakuru County Supplementary.
A report on the Committee on Budget and Appropriation on the Nakuru County Supplementary Appropriation Bill number 2 of 2024. Mr. Speaker, sir, I read the paper.
Thank you. The next paper will be laid by the leader of Majority Party.
Order, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I like to be informed inter alia as far as that paper that has been laid is concerned, because it leads report of Committee on Budget and Appropriation on the Nakuru County Supplementary Appropriation Bill. Is it really supplementally, Mr. Speaker? I would wish actually to be informed, just because it can lay some other issues somewhere, and it will be contradicting itself if, as per my understanding, that is the real meaning of that paper that has been laid.
Chair, honorable member from Elbagon, in the morning there was a first reading for the supplementary appropriation bill, and it was committed to the Committee on Budget and Appropriations. So it is expected that just before we proceed to the next reading, the committee tables a report, which is exactly what the chair budget appropriations has done. Yeah.
Point of order, Mr. Speaker.
What order?
Mr. Speaker, I have noted with a lot of concern that our gadgets are unbelievably slow, and sometimes we are struggling to catch up when the papers are being read. So I would suggest, with all due respect, Mr. Speaker, for future sessions, let us also have printed copies so that they can go hand in hand.
Okay. Are we also able to improve on the speed? Would that be an option?
The system speed, or that's, yeah, we can try that, Mr. Speaker.
Okay, noted. It is noted. The next paper is by the leader of Majority Party.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My office is in the receipt of the Nakuru County Medium-Term Expenditure Framework. These are the original estimates, Mr. Speaker, for the MTEF budget for the financial year 2025-2024, 2024-2025, running all the way, Mr. Speaker, to 2026-2027 budget. So pursuant to the provisions of Section 130 of the Public Finance Management Act, that one is of the year 2012. Mr. Speaker, I beg to lay the budget estimates before this Honorable House. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, the leader of Majority Party. The paper is committed to the Committee on Budget and Appropriations for action. There is another paper to be laid by the leader of Majority Party.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'm in receipt of the Nakuru County Government Quarterly Report. These are the financial statements for the period which has just ended for the year March 30th of 2024. Mr. Speaker, this is pursuant to Section 166 of the Public Finance Management Act. So I wish to lay this document before this Honorable House, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, the leader of Majority Party. The paper is committed to the Committee on Budget for action and subsequent reporting to this Honorable House. Next order.
Order number 6, notices of motion.
Next order.
Order number 7, statements.
There are responses to statements that were earlier requested. And the first response is coming from the chairperson, Committee on Roads, the Honorable Francis Mungai.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I'm Francis Kuria, Malawa Westward. Mheshimiwa Speaker, on Wednesday, 16th July 2023, Honorable Mercy Kirel requested for a statement from the chairperson on a sectoral committee on roads, transport, and public works regarding the status of the counter feeder roads in Kuresoi sub-county, which had dilapidated as a result of transportation of heavy logs due to tree logging. Upon receipt of the requested statements, the Committee on Roads, Transport and Public Works wrote to the County Executive Committee member, Infrastructure, on 26 July 2023, requesting for a report on the said statement. In response, the CCM Infrastructure on 25th October 2023 sent a correspondence report to the committee. Honorable Speaker, allow me to give me the comprehensive statement regarding logging of the county feeder roads in Kuresoi sub-county. The national government opened the government forest for logging to proceed across the county after being banned for 6 years. However, Justice Oscar Agote of Environment and Lands restored a moratorium banning tree cutting. The following areas within Kuresoi South and Mau catchments were affected. Kaptunga Forest, which is located in Narok
Point
County.
of information, Mr. Speaker.
What is the information, the Honorable Mercy?
Mr. Speaker, the statement that I was seeking is for Kuresoi North Sub-County. And the statement and the response here by the chair is for Kuresoi South, which is equally not affected by the issues that I had mentioned on the floor of the House. I can see the words that are mentioned here are Kiptagich, Keringet, Amalo Ward, and Tinet Ward. The specific issues were affecting Kiptororo Ward. That is in Kuresoi North.
Chair, so have your seats. The Honorable Mercy Kilel, kindly be able to, what you're saying is that what you requested was something, or was a statement about Kuresoi North.
Yes, Mr. Speaker, at that point in time, the issues were specifically for Kiptororo Ward, that is in Kuresoi North. That is where the logging is predominantly happening even as we speak. So the chair for roads can equally just go back to the drawing board, Mr. Speaker.
So, Chair, do you want to go to back to the drawing board? Are you responding to the same Kuresoi North or Kuresoi South? You can have the mic now on the bar.
Honorable Speaker, I start to be guided, but according to the report I have, and according to Mheshimiwa Mercy Kilel, is contrary to what she expected. So allow me to just 7 days, I'll give a report. Thank you.
So, thank you, Chair. It is good to take responsibility. So, get the facts right so that you can get the right report. What is it, Honorable Ranger?
Mr. Speaker, you know, for the first time, and I have been here for the last 2 terms now. Now I am here for, like now, 7 years. Jogona and the rest, and Akina Isabella. I have never seen, I have never had a chair responding to his own creation. Mr. Speaker, let us be serious. For once, let us be serious. Mr. Speaker, you know, when a statement is requested by a honorable member, what normally happens is that it is in the Hansard, it is then wired to the given committee. Then the clerk of that committee writes to the department so that that department can answer. Then after that department does answer the question, then the committee sits so that it deliberates and then brings it here when it is the property of the committee. I think, if I'm not wrong, that's what the standing order dictates. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, if the honorable member confused Kuresoi North for Kuresoi South.
Point of information, Mr. Speaker.
Information for the wrong information.
The right information.
The Honorable Chair,
Honorable Speaker, the Mheshimiwa Mariamu is a member of Road Committee. And whatever we discussed and the letter that came to the desk, he was amongst the member. So it's very embarrassing getting what his allegation here, yet he seated on this committee.
Order, Honorable Karanja.
Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Karanja, you cannot be part of the mess, and then you want to,
Mr. Speaker, let it go to the answer that you know, Mr. Speaker, any question that is a statement. It is direct, and that's why, Mr. Speaker, you ask, is the chair around? Therefore, it is the chair who carries the responsibility. And that's why if somebody is paid more than the members. How do you pay a member who carries the wrong information as a carrier?
Have your seat.
Yes.
Mr. Speaker.
Looks incompetent, like the department.
Have your seat. The Honorable, order. The Honorable Adhiai, kindly have your seat.
Mr. Speaker.
Have your seat.
Mr. Speaker.
What is before this House, it's a very interesting scenario, a case study of when the right issue is responded with the wrong facts. So now for the whole of the committee, where now the chair has responded, and the honorable member for Naivasha East sits in as a committee member, but right now would want to exonerate himself. So chair, kindly put your house in order, the committee, and then get a response to the right facts.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you.
Speaker,
What is it, on the same matter, Honorable Adhiai, or a different matter?
I'm just signing out, Mr. Speaker, saying that is what we call organized confusion, Mr. Speaker, by the committee. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Adhiai, you are making the matter. You did not provide a new healing or an improvement to the situation. The second response is from the Honorable Chair, Roads. The second response, there was a response from the for Elementator Ward.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I want to give a statement from the Department of Roads. On Wednesday, 20th September 2023, Honorable George Nene requested for a statement from the chairperson of Sectoral Committee on Roads, Transport and Public Works regarding the status of T. Gashuma and Mudhaiti roads in Elementaita Ward that are currently in a terrible state due to poor workmanship and use of some standard materials. Upon receipt of the requested statement, the Committee on Roads, Transport and Public Works wrote to the County Executive Committee member Infrastructure on 25th, 2023, requesting a report on the said statement. In response, the CCM Infrastructure on 4th October 2023 give the committee a detailed report on the following: the original scope of work as standard, project details, site instructions issued to the contractor dated 14th June 2023 for the revised scope of work to confirm to the situation on the site, material test results for MARAM as used on the road, GPS maps illustrating roads attended by the contractor in Elementaita Ward, photos of roads as done during and after completion, joint measurements for the works done for the purpose of generating payment certificate. In addition, the CCM infrastructure attached the following: 1. Minutes of a meeting held on 23rd May 2023, whose purpose was to officially hand over the site to the contractor for the work to commence. Minutes of a meeting held on 30th June 2023, citing completion of projects and release of the contractor from the site. Further, the Infrastructure Department highlighted the measures taken by the county government in ensuring that roads are constructed in accordance with standard before handing over, as below. The resident engineer liaises with the sub-county administration, ward administration, and member of county assembly who provides projects management committee, that is PMC. The resident engineer and the project management committee conduct periodic inspection meeting on the project during the implementation of projects on the scope of work. The resident engineer and the contractor undertake testing of material before the materials are used on projects. The resident engineer issues site instructions to the contractor based on the work to be executed on the project. Honorable Speaker, upon the receipt on the correspondence from the Infrastructure Department, the committee resolved to conduct a site visit for fact-finding. The committee can ascertain that the status of the road in question, that is T. Gashuma and Mudaiti roads in Elementaita wards, tarried and aligned with the statement correspondence received from the department. Honorable Speaker, we have attached the booklet that contains the scope of work and details of the work behind, and the members can go through them. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. Thank you, Honorable Chair. The member for Elementaita.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Speaker. I want to confirm that the Roads Committee visited my ward for fact-finding, and I want to say that whatever the chair has said is correct, and therefore I am content with the report by the Roads Committee. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Next order.
Order number 8, motion on the Nakuru County Supplementary Appropriation Bill number 2 of 2024.
Chair. Budget.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I move a motion that the Nakuru County Supplementary Appropriation Bill number 2 of 2024 be read a second time. Mr. Speaker, this bill, I'd like to give the subject matter of this bill. This bill falls under this act, that this act may be cited as the Nakuru County Supplementary Appropriation Act 2024. Issue of Kenyan shillings 583,264,954 out of the CRF of the service of the year ending 30th June of 2024. Number 2 of it, Mr. Speaker, the County Treasury requests to apply out of the County Revenue Fund towards the supply granted for the services of the year ending on the June 30th, 2024, the sum of Kenyan shillings 583,264,954 shillings. This sum will be deemed to be appropriated as from 1st July 2023 for the services and purposes specified in the schedule. Appropriation of the money granted, Mr. Speaker, sir, the sum granted by Section 2 shall be appropriated for the several services and purposes specified in the second column of the first and second schedule in the amount specified in the third column of those schedules. Deduction of Kenyan shillings 415,053,870. The supply, Mr. Speaker, sir, the supply granted for the services of the year ending on the 30th June 2024 in respect of votes R2, R04, R05, R06, 07, R08, R010, R16, D02, D03, and D06 in accordance with the Supplementary Appropriation Act 2024 is reduced by the amount specified in the third and fourth column of the second schedule, Mr. Speaker. Before we move to the schedule, Mr. Speaker, I think I've given the gist of what the bill will be on. And at this juncture, I would wish to ask Honorable PM from more than that to second. Mr. Speaker, sir, beg to leave.
Mr. Speaker, we have heard what the bill entails, and it carries very important things that matter to this county, and therefore, Mr. Speaker, I would like to second.
Thank you. The motion is that the Nakuru County Supplementary Appropriation Bill number 2 of 2024 be now read a second time. The motion is open for debate. The member for Naivasha East.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, as we are discussed and cited in the morning, is that this is a very important bill, because without it, the county cannot move, and that is for sure. And Mr. Speaker, let me say it from the onset, you know, I've heard some members that Alex is saying that he was prepared to defend. You do not defend the obvious. Obvious means that you don't use a lot of energy to defend what is obvious. And therefore, Mr. Speaker, as a member of this committee, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable member for Naivasha East.
Yes.
What is being defended with the obvious, or what exactly are you insinuating?
Mr. Speaker, what I was saying is that one using a lot of energy just to go around the circle. At the end of the day, you will have made no movement. Mr. Speaker, the first thing that I would like to say is that the committee has really done a lot. Yesterday, we had the executive in a consultative meeting, and really, Mr. Speaker, we did a lot to make sure that we move forward. But Mr. Speaker, as the budget is really a tool that makes sure that the plan of the governor and the executive and the whole county, for that matter, moves forward. There are some pertinent issues that, Mr. Speaker, maybe one would like to raise so that we can move together. Mr. Speaker, if you go to 5, that the supplementary was intended to address the following issues. That's where I am. You go to bulletin second from the last. He says that you have it in your gadget, where it says shortage across department in allocation of fuels. And maybe this, Mr. Speaker, now is I move forward. Do I continue, Mr. Speaker?
Proceed.
Mr. Speaker, that is page 8 for those one who would like to go faster, page 8.
So, Honorable Member for Naivasha East.
Yes.
At this point, so you are part of the committee sitting that sat. You have the opportunity to sit in the budget.
Yes.
This is not what you agreed, or what?
No, Mr. Speaker, even I have not.
Point of order, Mr. Speaker.
What order?
I'd like to inform the House that whatever...
Mr. Speaker, information is not an order.
Mr. Speaker,
allow the chair and then
very
you...
important. Mm-hmm. Whatever Karanja is, Honorable Karanja is discussing on, Mr. Speaker, is on report, and we are not doing a report right now, Mr. Speaker. We are on the bill, Mr. Speaker. So he is out of order.
Thank you. So, what is it? What is...
That's why, Mr. Speaker, it comes from. You know, you cannot generate a report without a bill. So it is, you move from the report to the bill. And that's why I am, Mr. Speaker, and that's why we are saying that from the appropriation now bill, let me use the terms that my chairman is able to regurgitate faster. Mr. Speaker, we have a problem when we say that we will allocate money for fuel. You see, we say shortage across the department in all fuel. Mr. Speaker, my suggestion for the money is that we give departments, Mr. Speaker, a ceiling. And I think the members will get what I'm saying. Each and every department will have a ceiling for the amount of fuel it ought to consume. Because now what is happening, Mr. Speaker, is that a department, after using its fuel, it comes and asks for a supplementary from others to be added. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, what I'm suggesting is that next time, Mr. Speaker, we should have, all departments should have a card, such that when you are through with your fuel, you do not come back and ask for money.
So that is the Honorable. I need just to make some observation, Honorable Majority Leader. Now, what the Honorable Karanja is raising is, I would say, did you, and the chair is here, did you have an opportunity to deliberate that at the committee level? Because now, from where we sit, the other members may not have the opportunity to have, when now you are meeting with the Treasury, at that level, such a proposition or such a proposal can be made. Or now, the proposal is for this House.
You know, this is the House, eh? You know, that's where we are coming together, so that we brainstorm and then march forward. Mr. Speaker, you know, why I'm bringing it here for the House is that Honorable from the Department of Roads, we have been suffering the issue of fuels, and I think the elected members will bear with me that. Such that the fuel meant for Department of Roads is used to fuel other departments. I think that's where now the issue comes in. And that's why, Mr. Speaker, I'm suggesting for this House, so that this House may add its voice, is that each and every department should have a ceiling for fuel consumption. I don't know whether, Mr. Speaker, you have gotten what I'm saying.
Now,
Yes.
I get you.
Yes.
Now, are you supporting the motion that
Yes,
now the bill be read a second time?
Yes, that's why I'm saying, so that for those who had a lot of energy, that thinking that we are coming to say no, they calm down and wait for future.
Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Speaker, I think it's good to remove from our minds a point of information, Mr. Speaker. And to remind ourselves, of course, this is a house of debate. And it does not matter which side any member is, because that is why we have a debate. If we never had sides, Mr. Speaker, there would be no debate. I just wanted to not really indulge on what my senior Karanja is talking about. But it's just a point of information on the stage where we are, Mr. Speaker. What the senior is bringing to the House is discussing the report, which was discussed early in the morning today, Mr. Speaker. The point where we are, of course, in issues of supporting this particular bill, the good ideas that are coming out of him, no matter how good they are, at this stage, Mr. Speaker, where the bill is, we cannot change. And we cannot encourage changes. It is only until when we reach the committee, again, of the whole, that if there are any changes that he feels, and him being a member of the committee, of course, the initial place and position for this discussion, it should have come from the committee level, before even it became a report. Secondly, he has skipped the second place was early today in the morning when we had the morning section, where you ought to have brought these great ideas of this one should be done, this should have been done, this should not have been done. So for the sake of moving and following, this is House of Law and Procedure. and it has an order, guided by standing order, so that we don't keep on moving forth, backward, and moving forward, with an imagination and a fear that there are those who are for and those who are against. It's normal. They are there. It's normal in a debate. That's why this is also a debate. So it's nothing new. If there are those for, those who are thinking otherwise, and it's normal because it's also a debate. But for the sake of the procedure and moving forward, if there are any changes to be introduced, it should be done at the committee of the whole. So for now, this is a stage where we are at the bill.
Mr. Speaker, I am not bringing any changes. I am supporter number one.
Mr. Speaker, point of information.
Order.
Mr. Speaker,
Order.
Point of information.
Order. The Honorable Member for Naivasha East, you cannot, at this point, the procedure and the process does not allow recaps. So you provide the reasons as to why you're supporting that the bill be read for the second time. The Honorable Wadie.
That's what I have done, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you.
I have done that. It is a bright idea, brilliant one.
Point of information, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Speaker, point of information.
Now, is it new information?
Yes.
Or is about just the same?
It's slightly a different angle of looking at it.
Honorable Member for Moredat,
yes.
Allow us to proceed with the debate, the reasons as to why we should proceed to the, or not, we proceed or not to the second reading of this bill. The Honorable Wadie.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, as we are sitting here, we are continuing to learn more about how things are done in this House, Mr. Speaker. From the onset, I realized that a chairman of committees and their members somehow wanakuja kama wamechanganyikiwa, Mr. Speaker. It started with roads, now tuko kwa budget, the chair is there, a member is giving different ideas. Anyway, bado sisi tunasoma na tunaendelea kujua hiyo ndio ile njia sisi wote tutapitia.
Mr. Speaker, point of information.
I rise to support this bill.
Allow the member of the floor to prosecute his case, and then we will proceed.
I rise to support this bill, Mr. Speaker, because the issues that are in that bill are pertinent to the smooth operation of the county, Mr. Speaker, in terms of service delivery. Mr. Speaker, this bill has all it takes to stagnate the operations of the county. Therefore, I echo all my fellow NCAs to support the bill so that we can move on. I rise to support, Mr. Speaker.
So, Chair, respond, and then we proceed to the calling to question.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I'll want to take this opportune moment to refute claims that there is any confusion within procedures and members of the Budget Committee. Mr. Speaker, what is happening today is just that we have people who suffer from paranoid or fear of the unknown, fear of the utopia, Mr. Speaker.
Order. The Honorable Chair for Budget, you started very well. Until now, you started accusing other members. Kindly proceed. I gave you an opportunity to respond so that now I put it to question whether to read it for the second time.
Yes. Yes, Mr. Speaker. So I would want to appreciate that we all have our own ways of seeing things, and I must appreciate my brother, Senior Karanja, because his efforts to add something to the bill is of essence. Indeed, Mr. Speaker, when you are doing this report to shoot down any claim that there is confusion. Yesterday, he was very busy in Maimahio, Mr. Speaker, of course, delivering to the nation when we had the floods there, Mr. Speaker. So he didn't have the opportunity to really grill the other side of the executive, and we really missed that he was there to deliver that. In the morning, when we were reading the report, Mr. Speaker, he was still outside, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Chair, give us the reason why you think it's important to proceed to the second reading, because now the honorable member is not part of the bill.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I now have to really say that for this bill to proceed as it is, Mr. Speaker, it is very crucial. For one, Mr. Speaker, we require services to move on within the county. And when you look at some of the changes that we have had here, Mr. Speaker, I've read them as R and R and R and D 0 something from the CRF, Mr. Speaker. It is essential that members note that within these different votes, for instance, the R01, Mr. Speaker, will be dealing with the account required in the financial year. This one will be on the salaries, Mr. Speaker. We find that we employed, or Her Excellency the Governor recently confirmed some of the doctors and the nurses to PNP, Mr. Speaker. There is financial implication, Mr. Speaker, and as such, Mr. Speaker, such people cannot proceed with those salaries that are equated to their class at this stage, Mr. Speaker. As such, Mr. Speaker, they require this updated supplementary, Mr. Speaker. At the same time, Mr. Speaker, you realize that we are 2 months to the end of this financial year. And with that, Mr. Speaker, we need to update ourselves with everything. Members here, in one of the votes here, Mr. Speaker, have transferred or changed their monies maybe to roads because we have the havoc of the rains, Mr. Speaker. And this one will be addressed here. We have also addressed the issues of the emergencies, Mr. Speaker, still within here, Mr. Speaker. So I think, and I feel from the part of the Budget and Appropriation Committee, we have done what is deserving to make this bill be read for a second time so that we can move fast, Mr. Speaker, and deliver services to this great county of us, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Thank you, Chair. I proceed now to put it to question. That the Nakuru County Supplementary Appropriation Bill number 2 of 2024 be now read a second time. As many who are of that opinion say aye. Aye. As many who are of contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it. Clerk.
The Nakuru County Supplementary Appropriation Bill number 2 of 2024, a bill for an act of County Assembly to authorize the issue of money out of the consolidated fund and its applications toward the services of the year ending on 30th June 2024 and appropriate those sums and sums vote on account by the County Assembly for certain public services and purposes. Second reading.
Thank you. Next order.
Order number 9, Committee of the Whole House.
I have it.
Indicates that we are in the committee of the whole to consider the bill.
Okay. Send it to me.
Tunaweza soma hapa tuseme we shall follow standing order 126. Sasa utumie hii. Iko
nayo. Honorable members, we are now on the Committee of the Whole Assembly on the Nakuru County Supplementary Appropriation Bill number 2 of 2024. Honorable members, we are now in the Committee of the Whole Assembly to consider the Nakuru County Supplementary Appropriation Bill number 2 of 2024, and we'll start with Clerk.
Clause 3.
Honorable members, I propose that Clause 3
be part of the bill. Honorable members, I put the question that clause number 3 be part of the bill. As many as of the same opinion say aye. As many as of the contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it. Clerk.
Clause 4.
Honorable members, I propose that clause number 4 be part of the bill. Honorable members, I now put the question that clause number 4 be part of the bill. I now put the question. As many as of that opinion say aye.
Aye.
As many as of the contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it. Clerk.
First schedule.
Honorable members, I propose that the first schedule be part of the bill. Honorable members, I put the question. Pardon, honorable members, for the first schedule, there is some amendments, and I now call upon the mover to move the amendment.
Mr. Speaker, sir, on the first schedule, additions, recurrent expenditure, I propose that the amendments be moved as amended on the order paper. I ask Honorable Njuguna from Elbagon to second.
I second.
Thank you very much, the Chair. Honorable members, I now put the question that the schedule, the first schedule, be amended as part of the bill. Honorable members, I now put the question that the first schedule be part of the bill with amendments. As many as of that opinion say aye. As many as of the contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it. Clerk.
Second schedule.
I now put the question. I now propose the question that second schedule be part of the bill. Mover.
Honorable Chair, I do propose that the second schedule, the reductions, be amended as indicated on the order paper. I ask Honorable Wamwadhi to second.
Thank you very much. I second.
Thank you. I now propose that the second schedule as amended be part of the bill. I put the question that this second schedule as amended be part of the bill. As I now put the question that as many as of that opinion say aye, as many as of the contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it.
Clerk.
Clause 2.
Honorable members, I propose that clause 2 be part of the bill. Mover. There is no amendment, so I proceed to put to the question that clause 2 be part of the bill. As many as of that opinion say aye. As many as of the contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it. Clerk.
Wrong title.
Honorable members, I propose that the long title be part of the bill. Honorable members, I put to the question that the title be part of the bill. As many as of the same opinion say aye. As many as of the contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it. Clerk.
Clause 1.
Honorable members, I propose that clause 1 be part of the bill. I now put the question that clause 1 be part of the bill. As many as of that opinion say aye. As many as of the contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it. We are now done with the committee of the whole, and I now invite the mover.
Hon Chairperson, I beg to move that the committee do report to the Assembly its consideration of Nakuru County Supplementary Appropriation Bill number 2 of 2024 and its approval thereof with amendments.
Thank you. I will put the question, which is that the committee do report to the House its consideration of Nakuru County Supplementary Appropriation Bill number 2 of 2024 and its approval as many of the contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it.
Chairperson.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to report that the Committee of the Whole has considered Nakuru County Supplementary Appropriation Bill number 2 of 2024 and its approval thereof with amendments.
Mover.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to move that the House do agree with the committee on the said report, and I ask Stanley Karanja to second.
You are still prosecuting the innuendo. Okay, Mr. Speaker, I do support the motion. I do second the motion, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. I will propose the question, which is that the House do agree with the said report. I'll put question, which is that the House do agree with the committee in the said report. As many who are of that opinion say aye. Aye. As many who are of contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it. Mover.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to move that Nakuru County Supplementary Appropriation Bill number 2 of 2024 be now read a third time. I do ask Honorable Virginia to second.
Thank you, Chair, and Mr. Speaker, I stand to second. Thank you.
Thank you. I propose the question that Nakuru County Supplementary Appropriation Bill number 2 of 2024 be now read a third time. I will proceed to put it to question, which is Nakuru County Supplementary Appropriation Bill number 2 of 2024 be now read a third time. As many who are of that opinion say aye. Aye. As many who are of contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it. Clerk.
The Nakuru County Supplementary Appropriation Bill number 2 of 2024, a bill for an act of County Assembly to authorize the issue of money out of the consolidated fund and its applications toward the services of the year ending on 30th June 2024, and appropriate those sums and sums vote on account by the County Assembly for certain public services and purposes. Third reading.
Thank you. Now we are through with the Nakuru County Supplementary Appropriation Bill number 2 of 2024. We will proceed to transmit it or take it to Her Excellency the Governor for assent. Thank you. Next order.
Order number 10, motion.
There is a motion by the Honorable Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I raise to move a motion. Even as I do that, Mr. Speaker, allow me to thank this House, great House, for passing the supplementary bill and doing its mandate, the legislative role, and faithfully doing so. Mr. Speaker, that pursuant to the provision of our standing order number 31, you know the House has been here for quite some times. In respect to the calendar of this great House that was passed by the committee, This House adjourns from today, Mr. Speaker, April 20th, 24 to Tuesday, 4th June 2024. This one, Mr. Speaker, is actually in accordance to the calendar of this great assembly. Mr. Speaker, I beg to put this motion before this House. Thank you, sir. And,
second.
I want to request my brother, Honorable Gattuso, to actually second this motion.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. I second the motion.
The motion is that pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 31.3, this House adjourns from today, 30th April 2024, to Tuesday, 4th June 2024, in accordance with the Assembly calendar. The motion is open for debate. The Honorable Chair, the Honorable Member for Malewa.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. It's my humble request that as we adopted this corridor, you put it into question, because I don't see if there is anyone who will have any objection on it.
The Honorable Majority Leader.
English sio mdomo yetu. Mr. Speaker, I want to support this motion. You remember how we've been away for some times, and after the short recesses, this House was able to come back. And when we came back, Mr. Speaker, we've had a lot of things to do after staying with Wanjiko for quite a very long time. And when we assembled as an assembly, we've also had great works and great things that we have been doing within assembly. We have had great debates for the past few weeks. We've also had a lot of bonding either way in the just past few weeks, Mr. Speaker. We've done many things, and I know outside there are projects that we had already initiated. To me, this adjournment has come in very, very timely, remembering that there are many things that have happened outside. We remember the rains that are causing havoc everywhere. And these things that are happening outside caused by the rain needs us there in the community. It wants us to stay with our Wanjiko so that we can be able to help them. And also it has come in to take away a bit of the fatigue. I think if there was a time this assembly has had real fatigue was the past few weeks, Mr. Speaker. Where I sit, I think this break was very necessary so that we can be able to relax and concentrate on other things as we concentrate on Wanjiko, the plantings that are happening, and also to go do more social bonding outside there, Mr. Speaker. So I rise to support this motion and really thank the calendar, because this was set by the calendar for setting it in, because it has really come in timely so that we can meet with the Wanjiko. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Majority Leader. The member for Viwandani and the Honorable Doreen, in that order.
Thank you so very much, Honorable Speaker. This evening, I just want to second this motion because, Honorable Speaker, as a House, we have a calendar that guides us. And again, I've come to learn that we are a special House that hurries in passing bills and motions. So I don't think we have much time, Mr. Speaker. What I want to request you is, because each and every member here want to go and see Wanjiko and to rest. And tomorrow being a River Day, and I have been laboring here, Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Speaker, sir.
I just want to...
Point of information.
You don't want to be informed, Mr.
No,
Speaker.
no, he's alluding something which is very...
Honorable member, the honorable member for Naivasha, for Nakuru East.
Yes.
Are you informing the House or the honorable member?
The honorable member, I want to inform him that this House does not rush just to pass bills, but we consider bills and pass them. It is very bad to allude that we just rush to pass bills.
The honorable member for Viwandani, was that the spirit of your contribution?
No, Mr. Speaker, in this House, as my colleague here who has just walked out has said, everyone here has a perception of understanding and getting things. So what I am saying is what we have been doing and what we have done today, because we agreed that we shorten the time so that we can have the bill passed. Was it understanding or shortening the time? So, Mr. Speaker, I was not referring as the way the member was saying. So I want to support the motion and request the honorable members in this chamber that they don't have to waste a lot of time debating what is obvious, as Honorable Karanja has said, that we are adjourning today, and it is in our mind, we are adjourning today, and the date is set. So in our mind and in our bones and in our spirit, the date to adjourn and the date to resume is well known and understood. So, Mr. Speaker, with your wisdom, I just begged that you can put it into question so that we can go and have time for arrangement for the Labor Day celebrations.
Thank you. The honorable member, the honorable chair for welfare.
Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker. I just rise to echo the sentiments of Mheshimiwa Moraya, that reading the mood of the House, Mr. Speaker, and also considering the time, I would request that you put it into question, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
Thank you. The honorable member for London, do you have a different or contrary opinion?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I think it is good I give my input, even though to give my input. I believe as we go for, I start by supporting the motion, and I believe as we go for recess, it is time due for us to be able to move around all the departments to realize all the projects that have not been advertised so that we can be able to push because the remaining time is short in regard to financial year, and also to be able to walk around our communities or villages so that we can be able to realize the emerging issues, that we can be able to put a stop or we can be able to intervene in one way or the other. The other thing, I believe we have contractors on the ground.
Mr. Speaker,
majority of us.
Now I want to inform the House, as a member is purporting to say. Mr. Speaker, we are going and we are breaking.
Order. Now, the honorable member for Viwandani, you are allocating yourself time. So,
I want to inform the House
about the same thing.
about what the member is talking about.
Have your seat.
So, Mr. Speaker, the member is out of order when asking us, as we go for recess, we are going to have our good time, to relax. But the member is putting in our minds that we are going to execute the work of the executive. Mr. Speaker, pushing for projects is not for this House, because this House is mandated for 3 good and elaborated functions: registration, representation, and oversight. It is not the work of this House to go and to push for projects. It's the work of the executive to make sure that they are implemented. So he is out of order, and he should not, he has to withdraw that one, Mr. Speaker.
Member for London.
Mr. Speaker, I think my fellow member from Viwandani got me wrong, because it is for us to be able to go to different departments to realize the reason as to why our projects have not been advertised or procured so that our people can be able to get the services that we are oversighting. So it is my responsibility, voted by people of London, to be able to go to those departments and realize the reason as to why they have not been able to advertise so that works can be done within my community or ward. Lastly, Mr. Speaker, as maybe because we have contractors on site, majority of us, it will be our time to be able to identify whether the works that are done are of quality or standards that require, because that is our mandate as oversight role in this assembly. So thank you, Mr. Speaker, and as I look the mood of the House, ile imebaki ni kuweka tu swali, then we are done with the matter. I raise to support.
Thank you. The Honourable Member for Eburu Baruch, are you standing? It's very burning.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I support the motion. I just wanted to wish members a happy Labor Day and a happy Madaraka Day, and wish them safety from the ongoing havoc. And I pray that we get moderate rains for our crops. And as members are going out, I urge the Labour Committee and the Implementation Committee to keep the executive checked to make sure that we are responding to the issues that are coming up. But otherwise, I support and I wish everyone a good time.
Maybe, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker.
The Honourable Member for Naivasha East.
Yes, Mr. Speaker, I was requesting whether the members can have a day for, as we break, for mourning those members, those people who have died in this tragedy day and my Mahio. And Mr. Speaker, as you have seen, I had alerted people, but they never heeded. So, Mr. Speaker, what I am requesting is that maybe would we have a day that we can come and maybe mourn or put some comments and maybe try to rectify what may be wrong.
Thank you. The Honourable Member for Gilgil,
yeah,
and
on
the
the
Deputy Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. On the same what Honourable Karanja has said, I would like maybe to request members, those who will be available, we visit my Mahio and maybe be with our fellow Honourable Member. Any day one is available so that we can consult with him. And also those who could be having extra clothes to donate. I think we have a problem of clothing those people have lost. Otherwise, they have food, they have maybe blankets and whatever, but clothes ndizo hatuna. So kama mtu anaweza kucollect manguo, tunaweza panga vile zinaweza letwa hapa bunge, zipelekwe Mai Mahiu. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. We'll make a coordinated program so that now we can be able to realize our support for those people who are affected by yesterday's tragedy. Honorable members, this House adjourns from today, 30th April 2024, to Tuesday, 4th June 2024 at 9:30 a.m. There is no question today. It's a motion of procedure.